Yo, what's poppin' everybody? It's a Saber94. Today I'm going to be showing you my version for Hops Zacian EX. This guy, just like Zorg, is an sort of SP owner's Pokemon. This little kid here from Sword and Shield. Never played the games, but supposedly it's kind of like this guy has Zacian and then the other dude has Zamazenta, like us playing the game. I guess it depends on the version, technically, if you got Sword or Shield. But anyway, this is an owner's Pokemon, and just like N, this guy has some other Pokemon sort of surrounding it. Regular Pokemon use as support, while the EX is the main attacker, of course. So if you don't know what this card does, it has 30 for 1 and 30 on the bench, 1 energy attack. Exactly the same as Landorus EX and Buzzwole GX, I suppose more recently, although it has been a while. And a lot of ways to boost this cheap damage very easily. And the second attack, Brave Slash, for 4 energies, you do 240. It's kind of solid, but it becomes even crazier when you realize there's so many different buffs you can use to make this even hit for 330, and then basically one-shot even Stage 2 EX Pokemon. So we max out this Pokemon. It's going to be the main attacker and pretty much the only attacker, you could say. And I know a lot of builds, they favor this along with the Archaludon EX for metal energy acceleration, and then you can sort of use the Brave Slash a lot easier, and you got Archaludon dude for backup, and you got a deck that way. But I decided to go the sort of a Lux Chomp direction, just cheap kills, a lot of pulling, try and beat our opponent in a couple of turns, as Lux Chomp used to be. It won't be quite the same because things are a lot more consistent nowadays. But if you can get a bunch of kills on small Pokemon while their opponent is setting up, it's going to be pretty good. You're going to really make them struggle. And I built this deck, with that structure. So for this reason, we also do a 3-3 Dubwool Wooloo line. It's a little cute little sheep. This is also a Hops Pokemon. And Dubwool, what it does when you evolve into it is like your Lycanroc GX. Just pull something, boss's orders with an ability. And it serves this guy well, I'd say. Good combo, that's why they made it. And then the Snorlax, another Hop Pokemon. You got this as your plus 30 boost. It doesn't stack, of course. It'd be broken if it did, but I have a few just to make sure I have it. If one gets prized, they decide to kill it. Never know. I mean, we need basic Pokemon anyway. It has 150 HP, so might as well have this. So I do 3 for that too. And then the last Pokemon is this Latias EX. Because Snorlax has big ass retreat, and because this guy, he is also might be a pain in the ass to retreat if I want to. Latias EX makes a lot of sense here. I do have a bunch of switching outlets too, but it's nice to have one of her as well. So it's 10 basic Pokemon, or I think 11 basics, am I right? Yeah, and the 3 evolutions. That's the Pokemon. We got very few energies, just 5 metal energies, because you can still power up and go for the Brave Slash attack, but you're just gonna have to you slowly get there. Like you have one on the bench powering it up, and then you got other ones in the active position attacking for free, basically, with the tool. And then you can pull that off and go for the big attack that way. We save a lot of space, so I have a lot of tech trainers you guys are gonna see. But it's still possible to use it, but it won't be obviously as efficient as if you had Archaludon EX. Okay, so for the trainers, we're gonna need to run a lot of the, I guess, trainer engine, hop engine for this deck. So first things first, you run the Hops bag. This is your double sort of Pofin for any basic Hop Pokemon, so I can get everybody, max it out. I also got 3 Nest Ball to get Latias, and just to get more basic Pokemon fetching is important. Okay, and then I do 2 Ultra Ball too. So this is just a means to get the Dubwool, the only real way to get it. I should have spare stuff I can discard, so the discards won't be painful. So gotta have it. And then we also gotta have the Hops Choice Band. Kind of specific to have a Choice Band for this guy. I thought Choice Band worked with everybody. But I guess they did this with PP up too, with N. So this is a very broken card. It's pretty much an energy gain and a plus 30 on your hop Pokemon. And this is going to work, of course, with these guys too. So if your opponent does have a sort of Mimikyu or a Sylveon wall Pokemon, you know, like in Feraligatr decks or something, you can put the choice band over here, attach two energies, and then this guy can hit for 80 and attack. It's actually going to be a lot more with the buffs, but you get the idea. So very good tool. You got to max it out, and it also gives us more value since Arven is one of the decent supporters around now. Skyline, you also get a tool. All right. And then I think the last item cards, well, actually I got a few. I got the one Pokegear to just help us get some supporter cards. I got 4 Crushing Hammers, so go that disruption route. As my opponent is struggling to set up, throw a couple of these around. If you get a few heads, it could be pretty good against the Dragapult or other decks. Should be nice. And then the last card, well, it's pretty much the switch and the A-spec. So triple switch, got a couple of these around to optimize bad starts if I can't get the Latias or if the Latias is prized. We need a bunch of these. I mean, I got the space anyway, so I might as well. And once Dubwool evolves, Wooloo evolves into this guy, you can't use Latias, so the switches are going to be important if they decide they want to get the big sheep stuck. So gotta have a few switching cards, and then the ace pick of choice is going to be this Unfair Stamp. Just more disruption. If my opponent does get a kill, I can minimize their hand. If you can minimize their hand, hit them for a lot of base damage on the cheap or they're struggling to set up, you got a few hammers. I mean, it could be some big trouble for your opponent. So I thought this makes sense. I mean, you can do Prime Catcher, you can do, I don't know, like, there's a bunch of other options. You can't do like the tool because it'd be redundant. You got this tool, so you can't do the plus 50 on Zacian. I think this makes sense. If you want to try something else, you could, but that's my choice here. And it's searchable with the cool thing is that this is searchable with Arven, so you can sort of time it right. I mean, I guess you can search any A-spec technically if they're not a tool. But this you can sort of just time it right when they get a KO, and then you know, okay, I'm going to get it and use it now. Okay. Last non-supporter card, I guess, is the Post-Wick. This is Hop Stadium. All Hops Pokemon do plus 30, so you get plus 30 from this, plus 30 from the tool, and then plus 30 from Snorlax for a max of 90 more base damage. So that's pretty good. The only Hop Pokemon I don't run here, it's the Cramorant. I don't really see a reason to do so. I guess you could, but I decided not to. I mean, maybe one copy wouldn't be bad. Maybe, but I built the deck like this. To be honest, I forgot about it, and so far it ran okay, so I got it like this for now. Okay, and then last but not least, the supporter cards. We got some standard ass stuff. Because I max out the Arven, and because I really don't want to give my opponent, you know, when I'm sort of destroying them and they can't set up, the last thing I want is to just give them free cards with Iono. That's why I run only 2 Iono here, and I got a bunch of other supporter cards. We max out the Arven because this gets me the tool and can get me the Hops bag. To triple Youngster, decent shuffle and draw. Triple Iris, decent discard draw. Got some useless stuff we can get rid of, so that works out. The double Grusha is going to be very good with a low energy deck like this one, so this can be pretty nice as well. And then pretty much that's it. I mean, I got the boss's orders, and you know, between all of our searching cards, Arven slowly getting us our shit, and you know, this guy being just pretty easy to use. You just attach the tool, get the Snorlax down, and all of a sudden you can hit for heavy damage immediately. Murder the small Pokemon very easily. I mean, the pressure is really serious, especially right now because, you know, you could say, I guess, Buzzhole, GX, and Landoros, they had the strong energy, and they also had ways to boost the attack with Muscle Band and stuff, but we can definitely boost this damage to some great heights. And the small Pokemon, they're still small, haven't really improved much since then. So the pressure is seriously on. Yeah. And that is the deck, guys. It's pretty simple. Maybe it's not the completely most efficient way to run it. You know, like I said, you could do Archaludon EX. I thought about it too, but I decided, hey, I'm just going to go this direction. Just do the opposite of what everyone else is doing. I think people, they don't favor this card too much. Maybe they just run one line in their deck, and that's it. And they still try and run Archaludon. But I decided to just really favor it. And that's what I'm doing. Hope you guys enjoyed the deck profile. I'll post a lot of matches with this deck as well. So I'll see you guys then. Sub to the channel, leave a like, share the video with your friends, and I'll see you guys next time. What a